enthusiasm. The word is Tom.
He's a very congenial person, happy-go-lucky sort of guy, loud, boisterous.
His boisterousness and his super hyperactivity masks a very keen mind.
I have always enjoyed people, and I have always enjoyed activities to do with people. And at university, I didn't really shine in the academic side of the university, but I certainly took a great part in the athletic activities and in the Students' Union activities. And I think that it's those things that the partaking of the community that really I got involved with, and that has stayed with me, of course, together with all the friendships. Wilbur Boker was a wonderful, wonderful man, and he was the Dean of Law. And of course, I didn't attend too many lectures. I was always out flying airplanes or involved with some student activity. And at that time, you know, you had canned notes, and you didn't always have to attend everything. And I think really I was in the second year before Wilbur Boker even knew I was in law school. So in a way, he came to the conclusion that I really wasn't focused on law school. And he suggested to me one day that I should go and find a job on the oil rigs. That's where I should be, is out there on the rigs and not in his law school. My father talked to me because he had worked all his life to get me through school. He wanted me to be a lawyer. And he said, "You seem to enjoy a good time in life. And I want you to know that if you go and fly airplanes for a living, you will work when everyone else plays." And I thought about that seriously, and I decided I'm going to go ahead with my appeal and see if I can get into third-year law, which I did, and I was successful. I was very fortunate to come down to Calgary in 1953. I got to love it, and it's my city. It's part of me.
He was very good at bringing in together volunteers, and he brought together a diversity of volunteers. That's one of Calgary's great strengths, and Tom was front and center in doing that in a multitude of activities over many years.
T.J. Walsh is a really remarkable person and a delightful character. He has got a heart as big as all outdoors, and he always gives it all for his family, for the community, for the profession, for his country. Tommy Walsh has this wonderful philosophy on any subject. For example, Tommy Walsh's philosophy on travel is, number one, you pack in a code of silence. You never exchange any comment with your bride during the packing procedure, lest you engage in a fight, and you surely will because of the tensions of packing. Two, put in some red socks. They're flashy, delightful, you'll always need them. And three, always pack a king-size sheet in case you run into twin beds in your accommodation. And if you're lucky, sit up front in the Big Bird and celebrate your good fortune with a cool martini with your bride.
The Calgary Airport Authority has been one of the greatest things for Tom, I think, ever. And now being appointed chairman of the board of directors out there, I'm sure is just like a lifetime dream for him, because he was a pilot, of course, as you probably know, was in the Reserve Air Force, flew during law school, and has always had a great love for airplanes and the aviation industry.
Tommy resisted the fact that people, to his mind's eye, when they're going to the airport, are always going in a rush. It was totally inappropriate that the police should surveil Barlow Trail and be handing out traffic tickets to people who were in this difficult situation of catching a flight. So he prevailed upon the police, and I don't know whether in fact it's effective or otherwise, but my experience is that there are no police on Barlow Trail. God bless Tommy Walsh.
I would have to choose as my greatest accomplishment my family. My 5 children, our 5 children with Anne, all who have university degrees, 3 of whom are graduates of the University of Alberta, all who came out without student loans, and all who have been successful and live in Calgary. And now I have the 5 grandchildren and this wonderful family, and my cottage is Sylvan Lake, and that I would think I would have to say was my greatest accomplishment.
My son can recite the Tom Walsh stories right along with the Tom Walsh family. And that's not happen chance, that's because Tom Walsh embraces whoever comes in his company, whether they're family or not, they're treated as family.